Hello, my loves. It's Glenda, the grieving nomad. It looks like God has put it on my heart to make this a little bit more than a travel channel. For those who don't know, on the 29th of December 2022, my dad, whom I absolutely adore, passed away. And it was devastating for me, and I'm still grieving, but it was his dream to go to every state in the Union and spend 2 to 3 months in each state, exploring, visiting the museums, historical sites, mingling with other people, checking out their cuisines. I decided I would take those trips on his behalf. Excuse me, but I decided I would expand it to the world. And I have some of his ashes and a couple of different necklace urns. And in addition to having a tattoo of his portrait put on my forearm, I ain't done it yet, but this is where it's going. I'll also leave a few of his ashes at each location I go to. And my first trip will be to Puerto Morelos in Mexico for a week. So that'll be the first place that I leave them. Now, in addition, my trips won't be longer than 10 days starting out. But I plan to go abroad for at least 1 week a month until I'm comfortable enough to really start my nomadic journey alone, where I can just keep going. And of course, this is where my family and friends can keep up with me as I travel and discover little hidden travel gems, beautiful architecture, wonderful historical sites, beautiful, peaceful locations, both in the United States and abroad. But I want to do something else. In addition to travel, I like a variety of topics: history, ancient civilizations, modern and ancient art, ecology, science, writing, a variety of book, movie, and music genres, various religions and different cultures, both ancient and current, Reiki, natural healing, survival prepping, gardening, both indoors and out, hydroponic and dirt, astrology and astronomy, oceanography, animals, not limited to pets, plants, zoos, museums, and much, much more. I'm like a child. And like a child, I'm very curious by nature, and I love learning. But more than learning, I love sharing what I learned with others. Each one teach one. My head tends to be all over the place. I spin all over the place. And I hope you will come with me as I discover new places for me that I would love to share with you. And I hope you can use some of the travel information I put together for you, like which continent each country is on, the current travel safety alerts, which range between 1 and 4, 1 being the safest, 4 being the most dangerous, the exchange rate of each country's money to our dollar. And some of these places, you're going to really love them. One of my favorite is $1 to 16,400. Really big, talking about king level staying. Anyway, I've also put together a few of the major attractions in each country, and different things you might be interested in. There are things I'm definitely interested in, though. And while I tend to be long-winded, I'll do my best to keep it short, or with topics like the Black Panther Party, which could probably be well over an hour, I'll do those in 10-minute snippets. And of course, there will be political thoughts and opinion pieces and thoughts on the supernatural. And I will challenge you to not only question what I think, but also what you think. And sometimes we'll apply critical thinking. And sometimes I'll ask you to become a child with me as we explore things and places for the very first time. Now, I hope you will enjoy learning with me. For example, what in tarnation is the tarnation? And what relevance does their story have to Black Americans? I want to tell you what I think. And I think you'll agree with me on that one. And because so many people are interested in hiding United States history, I'd like to share some history with you and hope you'll share history with me. And how do we counteract the desire to not teach real American history that includes Black, Hispanic, Asian, and Native people? Well, we create a story time. I tell you a story about history that I know, and you tell me a story about history that you know. And we won't trust each other. We'll verify those stories to make sure they're true. Then we can create an oral tradition, something that they cannot destroy. And we'll tell those stories over and over, generation to generation, regardless of race. And we can discuss the different gods and religions of the world along with their similarities and differences, focusing more on the similarities than the differences. We can discuss things like creation versus evolution versus the use of both. My mom used to call me her weird child. I got in trouble in school once and my teacher said, "Mrs. Davis, Glenda is weird." And my mother, with a smile on her face without missing a beat, said, "Thank you." And she said it with pride. And I will be the first to tell you, I am indeed very weird, but in a good way. So I ask you to come with me on my nomadic journey. Hang out with me once or twice a week for a chat. And maybe, just maybe, we can get our numbers up to have a couple of live events. Maybe we can take the time to figure out how to rebuild this country correctly once they finish tearing it apart. You never really know. I've got some ideas, and I'd like to hear some of yours. Please like, subscribe, and follow to keep up with my posts. And if I have something that you think someone else should know, please feel free to share it. The more the merrier. I love you guys. Peace.